I don't know about you, but I love alternate win condition Magic cards. I love the challenge, and it really is a challenge, of trying to win in a really unique way. Decks like my Biovisionary deck are one of my favorites. Games like this and decks like this in general are always really memorable for me. I'll always remember trying to win with Battle of Wits like 17 years ago when I started playing, trying and failing to win with decks like Helix Pinnacle. And my friend's Chance Encounter deck. I think I've seen this deck win, but it's a challenge, man. But these cards are nothing, absolutely nothing in comparison to Magic's latest alternate win condition card coming out of the Fallout deck, Hail Caesar. Luck Bobblehead is a 3-mana artifact bobblehead. Okay, that's weird to start with. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Pay 1 and tap. Roll X 6-sided dice, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control. Create a tapped treasure token for each even result. If you rolled 6 exactly 7 times, you win the game. I've seen people online talking about this card saying, well, I know it's going to be a challenge, but I just want to win once with this, just once. And I get that, because that's how I am when I build an alternate win condition deck. If I can just pull it off once, I'll be happy. But the chance of you pulling this off is so ridiculously low. You cannot believe it. And I'm going to tell you in a minute here. But first, we have to talk about the setup. First of all, the deck doesn't come with 7 bobbleheads. The Hail Caesar deck only comes with 2. So right off the get-go, the deck, it is impossible for you to win this way. So now we're talking about building a new deck from scratch to try to win with Luck Bobblehead, focused around Luck Bobblehead. Because step 1, you need to build a deck with 7 bobbleheads in it. And that's already asking a lot. How many times are you building a Magic deck with 7 3-mana rocks? And it's not like the rocks don't do anything. They all have their own abilities, and a lot of them are pretty cool. I don't dislike the card, and I don't dislike Luck Bobblehead. And, you know, I've built plenty of casual decks, I know, but even then, 3 mana is not the place where you want all of your ramp, really. All right, so we bit the bullet and we built the deck with that many bobbleheads in it. Now we have to get all of them out. Now we have to get 7 of them out. At least 7. How often in a game of Magic are you going to get 7 of these things out? That's just not going to happen every game. You're going to have to really, really work for it. And the majority of games, no way are you getting 7 of these out to even attempt that roll. Okay, but let's say you got the 7 of them out. You did all the work, you built your deck around this, and you focused so hard, and you got out 7 bobbleheads, and you make the roll. What is your chance? Is it 10%? Or maybe it's 1%. Maybe it's 0.1%. What do you think? No, in actuality, it's 0.00357222%. Yes, really, it is that bad of odds. You're not going to win that way. No way. No way. It doesn't matter how many games you play with this deck. If this is the only deck you play again for the rest of your life, and you play every dang day, there's no chance, virtually no chance of you ever winning this way. But if you're not deterred, there are ways we can build the deck to increase our odds on this. Some people are talking about changelings, but just so you know, that doesn't work. Changeling is a creature thing and bobbleheads are artifact only, so not going to work. But we can get more bobbleheads out on the battlefield. For starters, we can copy the bobbleheads, so we have token copies of them. And you would think that the more bobbleheads out, the better, because it increases your chances of rolling 6s. And that's true to a point. But remember, Luck Bobblehead says, if you rolled 6 exactly 7 times, you win the game. That means you can't roll more than that and win the game. Imagine you rolled 8 of them. Like, you're so close, but you rolled too well. You were too lucky, and you don't win the game. On Reddit, someone much smarter than me did the math on this, and he found that 41 is the optimal number of bobbleheads if you want the best chance of rolling what you need to roll. 41 bobbleheads gives you about a 16% chance every time you roll. So if we're trying to get as many bobbleheads as we can, up to 41, we've got the token makers, but we've also got cards that can enter the battlefield as a copy of something else, i.e. clones. And we've got cards that can become something else for the turn or more. If that sounds like too much work, I've got another option for you. Try to get out 7 bobbleheads, infinite blue mana, and a card that untaps artifacts. Something like Filigree Sages. This can untap target artifact by just paying mana. Filigree Sages itself doesn't have to tap to do it, and that's the key here. We want to be able to do it over and over and over and over. So if you have infinite mana, you can do it infinite times. Unfortunately, this creates what I understand is an indeterminate loop or something like that. So you know how in an infinite combo, you can tell them, well, I'm going to do this 100 times and then you lose. But this is not that clear cut. If you have infinite mana and infinite time, you will win this way, but we don't have infinite time. And that's not the way loops work. If you have to demonstrate that you have to do the loop a certain number of times and then you win. But this you don't know how many times you're going to have to do it. And so for casual play, this would work for me. If someone pulled this off, I would say, yeah, sure, you got it. That's fine with me. But technically, by Magic's rules, as I understand them, this is not legal. But please, if your friend pulls this off and goes into an indeterminable loop or whatever the heck it is, just give them the game. They got it. They got it, right? Yeah, they win. I've also got a few options here for searching for and cheating into play artifacts that will help you get the luck bobblehead out. We've got some cards that help you by re-rolling dice as you roll them. This increases your chances. And then we've got some cards that can change the result of what you rolled. That can also get you closer. It's a shame that Crack's other thumb is not legal. Honestly, I think at this point, it should be legal. I mean, we have dice rolling in black border Magic now, so I wish they would just print this black border, but not technically legal. Let's talk briefly about some of the commanders that might be good in this strategy. Brunaclad could work. Creature tokens you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue Myr artifact creature token. Then you may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. If our deck is able to, and easily able to, make token copies of the bobbleheads, this could work. I like Tawnos Solemn Survivor for the same reason. For 2 and tap, create a token that's a copy of up to 1 target artifact token you control. Mill 2 cards. 1 white, blue, black, tap. Sacrifice 2 artifact tokens. Exile an artifact or creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Activate only as a sorcery. Again, you got to be going really hard on the token copy artifact thing to make this work. But I like the color identity here. I like the low mana cost. I like that you can get back the bobblehead from the graveyard, luck bobblehead specifically, if somebody kills it. Drafna could be good. It's only 2 mana, and you can pay 2 mana to return target artifact you control to its owner's hand, or pay 3 and tap to copy target artifact spell you control. Or how about Arkham Dagson for 4 mana? It has tap. Target artifact creature's controller sacrifices it. That player may search their library for a non-creature artifact card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. This is one of the few ways we have to, in the command zone, tutor for what we need. Tutor for luck bobblehead. Then we've got a few options of creatures that copy target activated abilities. This could be good when we copy it with Luck Bobblehead. If we activate Luck Bobblehead and copy it with our commander, I don't think these are great options though. And we have commanders that can make token copies of artifacts we control or become copies of the artifact themselves. If we wanted a more dice-focused commander, how about Will Blade of Frontiers for only 2 mana? If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, put a +1/+1 counter on Will, and it has choose a background, so you're not stuck in mono red. Mr. House, President and CEO is not surprisingly a great choice. It's from the deck that Luck Bobblehead is from. For red, white, black, it says, whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you rolled a 6 or higher, instead create that token and a treasure token. Pay 4 and tap. Roll a 6-sided die, plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasures spent to activate this ability. Now, this is a great commander for a dice deck. However, if you've built your deck around Luck Bobblehead, if your true goal is to win with Luck Bobblehead, then this really isn't helping you get closer to that goal. So let me know in the comments, are you still going to build this deck? Are you feeling lucky, punk? Are you going to be that one guy to win with this card? Because probably, I mean, how many people can win with this card in the history of Magic? It's got to be an astronomically low number, if any. It may be that no one ever wins with this card. Let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe my math is wrong. Maybe you know something that I don't. I don't think it's going to happen, though.